Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me today for this live discussion. And today we come to discuss something which is very important. Today I'll be discussing with you the digital transformation. And this is just a discussion session where I take you through. Now, one of the first things we need to understand is that my objective is to help organizations to transit from the manual way of doing transactions, recording, to a digital age. The first thing I want us to underscore is that with the green technology, AI, and many other platforms that are taking over jobs, the only way for organizations to succeed as a group is to adopt technology and to be able to leverage on this technology. So the context of our discussion is that as organizations grow, operational complexity naturally increases and making it very difficult to manage these complexities without any structured systems. And so any organization that start growing, maybe you're one person, yeah, we discussed this before, but as the organization grows, there is a need for that organization to transit. There's a need for that organization to adopt new ways, structured ways of running. And so it is at that backdrop that we are having this conversation today. Now, what is my objective? The aim of this orientation or the end of this discussion is that organizations, or if you follow this as a consultant, as an accountant, as an entrepreneur, should be able to improve operational visibility, have more workflow coordination, more accountability and efficiency in the reporting within your organization. And that's just primarily if you follow these conversations and you understand the different dynamics, you will know that systems are very, very vital for the success of your organization. Now, in this discussion, one of the things we'll be doing is not only trying to help to understand is to bring in the place of enterprise resource planning, often called ARPs. And an ARP or an enterprise resource planning software is not just a software. You may look at it as a software, but the actual reasoning behind, the motive behind is not a software. It's basically a structured operational system that is designed with the intention of helping organizations to operate in an efficient, more coordinated, and in a controlled way. And at the backdrop of this is always that organizations, workers, staffs, and everybody should be able to have some kind of visibility of what is happening. There should be coordination between each department, each worker, and the next. And there should be efficiency of communication and control. And those are the issues that a software bell should be able to achieve. And that is the first thing we're trying to underscore. So, what are we trying to achieve anytime we think of buying a software? And today, the advantage of ERPs over maybe one software, an accounting software, a different software for inventory, a different software for procurement, a different software for human resource, a different is that there is disjointed, fragmented, and scattered data. And there is more time spent trying to connect this information. So, what we try to achieve, or what an ARP like Solafide seeks to achieve, is making these structured systems so that you can have control, you can experience efficiency in operations. There should be fluent, or maybe better communication between the various workers and departments and what have you. So now, before we are looking at this solution, it is important for us to take a look back at what will happen in case we don't do anything. What is the consequence? What are we going to experience if there is nothing done? Now, the first thing to underscore is that we have delays in reporting. Having been working with organizations, I get to most of the organizations and we discover that they're using Excel. One accountant told me that it's really difficult for her to prepare her reports at the end of the month. She has to go through invoices, scattered invoices, check WhatsApp messages, check this and that, look for receipts and the rest. And so there is no timely information for decision making because the data is scattered the whole place. Now, another challenge that comes up is that, yeah, we've talked about no delay in reporting. Another thing is that we witness is that there's fragmentation of data. Purchases don't communicate with sales. So even if there are leakages, we'll never know until we get to the end of the month and try to reconcile them manually. Uh, maybe inventory. There's so many things that happen because data is operating in silos. And so we see that the fragmentation of data leads to errors, increased workload, which could have been easily handled. Then manual reconciliation stress. Now, if you are working, especially in a growing business, you discover that the ability to reconcile records is often very challenging. Who did what, when, and a customer's request back or tries to argue about a receipt and you're looking for it, you can't find it. There's no way for you to look at the receipt because basically nobody have there's nobody who has that information handy. And so there's that inconsistency between one department and another and workflow. So basically, that is the idea that we're trying to bring out. And so you need to understand that without a structured system, these things naturally become part of a growing organization. We like it or we don't, but that is what happens. And so when you adopt a software which has most of the elements that an organization will need, the benefits will be structured workflow, faster information circulation, better accountability. We know who did what, when, and how. There is centralization of decision making, or let me say, not centralization of decision making, which is also possible, but there's centralized visibility for management to take decisions. And we scale our operations with ease. Whatever happens, your operations are scaled in a structured, organized way. And so that is a benefit that having an ERP will do to an organization. Now, one of the ways that Firstlinks or Salafite as a company believe is that work ought not to be complicated. And so we're designing systems that make work more organized, traceable, and efficient. Just because working with organizations, they are complaining of how Excel makes it difficult. And so at any time when we get to an organization and we want to, the first thing is that we try to bring in the concept that is important. We say, okay, we have to do an assessment to know how the current work structure is. At department level, at individual level, who does what and who reports to who. A proper understanding of this and the various challenges each department and each worker has gives us now what will be ideal and relevant. So there's a kind of, we're not just coming to sell your software, we're coming with a consulting mindset. We are coming to say, okay, let's understand what you are currently doing. What are the challenges you face with what you are doing? And how can we improve upon so that the organization should run in a more efficient and a structured way? So To achieve this, we also bring in the concept of change management, which is an integral part in the process. Because our ongoing exercise have proven that many a times when a software comes in, there is a lot of resistance from workers. We are comfortable with the initial, we are comfortable with how we used to do. And so a software normally comes in to bring a kind of discomfort to our initial. So how do we solve this? There must be that change management that we bring on by saying, okay, at the initial stage, there'll be some kind of discomfort. You need to adopt new ways to operate. You need to adopt, maybe you have been doing it manually. Now you have to do it using a software. Now there is the learning phase and guidance by the Solafy team. The Solafy business solution team, they are conversant with these different processes that they have to learn, to teach you, and to guide you on how to go about this process. Now, once we start teaching and the staff start getting confidence through repetition, while at the same time doing it as they used to do, so it's a kind of, we run, not just come and say stop. You say, okay, keep doing as you have been doing before while learning this. And maybe after a month, you are comfortable. We can now go live and switch everything to the new system. As we go on and we keep iterating, there is mastery and efficiency. And so that is the approach that we adopt. Now, one of the beliefs that we have, which has helped us, is this. It's not about software. It's not about replacing staff. It's about bringing what? Organizational excellence. And our philosophy basically simple. People plus technology equals to organizational excellence. So technology works best when teams are empowered to use them efficiently. And so the system comes in to support the staffs, to improve on the efficiency, and to strengthen coordination. The consequences or the result of this is an organizational excellence, a fine-tuned organization where they are operating to their best, to their optimum. And so, in order to achieve this, we go through our Solafy system and guide and discuss organization to be able to. So if you